Hello and welcome to today's twin flame reading. We're going on towards the midpoint of the week here, and just starting to wrap up that Mercury retrograde energy. So maybe you're looking into next week kind of feeling like there might be a bit of a fresh start. Maybe you'll be hearing back from someone. There might I feel like there is this sense of kind of like wherever there's been a little bit of fuzziness, it's kind of lifting, and the fuzziness kind of served. And in Mercury retrograde, it's not necessarily about confusion and just a choosing to be confused way. It's just exploring and going deeper with clearing blocks to communication, essentially. So with that being said, I have 3 cards here that are the Crystal Angel Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue for the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, and the Current Union energy. And then I also pulled an Abundance card, and we're going to start off with that today. It's a really pretty card that I pulled. Don't know what the back of it says, but I'm looking forward to reading it. But yeah, I just thought it would be nice to look at it for a moment, really breathe that in. It's so beautiful, that forest, small little waterfalls, creek going down, stream, maybe going into a river. Really looks a lot like where I used to live in Forestville near the Russian River. That's in Northern California. It's a really beautiful place, although it has some natural disasters to watch out for, but yeah, really lovely people, really nice place. So the card is $1 million is a lot only when you don't have it. With 10 million, 1 million can practically be overlooked and is therefore much less intimidating. Pretend you have 10 million. To the bank, the universe. Wow, well that's very empowering, right? It's really teaching you to value your self-worth and to not be intimidated by money. I think sometimes it can be actually a lot easier to really tap into where you are deserving and where you feel worthy of your value when you already have established, I guess you could say physical value in your bank account. Not always, but generally speaking, that's true. You feel that power, and that's partly, how you've attracted that power to you generally, and, and continue to. But it's safe to also, not be unrealistic with where you're at and do something that makes no sense, spending thousands of dollars on a designer dress because you want to feel cool when you don't have it, right? But there's just something here about owning your power, and remember that money is all relative, so it's safe to visualize yourself with even more abundance than you have right now. Be grateful for whatever it is that you do have and that you are receiving, and don't be afraid of receiving more. And just don't be intimidated by wealth, by wealthy people, by wealth consciousness, because the whole idea of the twin flame journey is also to eradicate poverty consciousness. Poverty consciousness and abuse go hand in hand, and they're very rampant, yeah, like a disease. I mean, it's just, it's everywhere, except for it is really fairly easy to eradicate within you. You just choose it, essentially, which might sound too easy. And okay, there's layers to it, and you're probably going to uncover more of them as you go deeper. But you do choose it, and you do attract to you what you need to move forward with that choice to really heal all poverty consciousness in your reality, and it is so worth it to embark on that endeavor. Whatever it takes, like, it's worth it. So yeah, cool card. Let's move on. We'll just do the union energy first. We'll do it backwards today. Kind of fun. So it says spiritual protection. You are being watched over and protected physically, emotionally, and energetically. And this is the union card. So this says to me that with that charoite, if I'm saying that correctly, that your union is being watched over. So if you have an inkling of some kind of little, feeling where that something doesn't feel so good between you and your twin flame, that relationship in your heart, or maybe you're like paranoid about what your twin flame is doing, if you're even if you are in really constant communication with them, you could still have these moments come up. So it's really just safe to heal through mistrust, and also just to know there's a higher power. You're not in control here. Yeah, it's your job to claim your good and to claim your man or your woman. But it's not your job to control, and it's certainly not your job to fear, that something can be taken away from you. Like your twin flame can't be taken away from you. And if you're choosing your twin flame, then they're also choosing that with you, and they're just, they're working through their piece of your one consciousness so that you both can continue to go deeper into harmonizing with wherever you're at in the way that's most compassionate for your journey. It's gonna be different than anyone else's journey, even if it's similar to someone else's in some ways. There's something completely unique about how you and your twin flame heal your separation. At the same time, we all heal it the same exact way. Like, you just love yourself, but like, it's a unique story to coming into full harmony with your twin flame. And it's safe to experience that story and to not try to like run away from it and think it isn't for you. It is for you. So just keep feeling that place in your heart and know that, it's spiritually protected. There's nothing bad about tapping into that really good feeling within. So keep doing it. So we'll move on to the Divine Masculine card. And we have Ceremonies and Celebrations. It's a time of important life passages such as weddings, birthdays, graduations, or anniversaries. So the Divine Masculine is going through a bit of a transformation. There's something to be celebrated, and it can also just like speak to a new chapter. But the Divine Feminine can really just like feel the joy and the peace in her heart for her Divine Masculine, and be supportive of this and not try to in some way to like take the experience from the Divine Masculine, right? So like, we all, like, when you get to fully experience yourself and you allow your twin flame to do the same, you're actually allowing your whole being to experience itself rather than trying to control yourself, which feels really bad. And there's something here about going deeper. I think with it says ceremonies and celebrations, and that makes me think of cycles, but also like habitual stuff. And the Divine Masculine going deeper with like what really fits into his routine, like for his highest self, and what it is that he can like let go of at this time to really bring him to a place where he can celebrate and reach fully reach the milestones that he knows in his heart he really is desiring. And seeing some of those manifest already is leading him to like, what I want to say, like just fully seeing the potential there and going towards that desire. So, it's like you get a taste of who you are and you desire more of who you are. So, it's about moving towards that. It's a really cool time, and it's emeralds. It's very much about opening the heart too. Also reaching a new level of awareness about how he feels towards his twin flame as well, and feeling protected again by the last card I pulled, and feeling that way. And feeling, the last thing is that there's a healing towards self-worth and feeling this much love towards someone, because that's, very much equivalent in feeling to money, to that kind of abundance. I mean, love and a healthy union is a very abundant vibration, and so it's about healing into that worthiness, right? Like not seeing the $1 million as something that's too much for him, that he's like completely worthy of. Or 10 million, you get the picture. 1 million at a time, building it up 1 million at a time, right? So we'll move on to the Divine Feminine card. And cool. Watermelon Tourmaline. I feel like I've gotten this card, a decent amount lately. So I've got the DM and the DF here, holding it down. Stress reduction. De-stress your mind, body, and schedule as you need to rest, recharge, and revive. Well, there is your reason to practice self-care. If you're the Divine Feminine and you're experiencing, let's say, some upheaval, some really deep healing, perhaps about like your ability to be in a truly healthy and intimate relationship with your twin flame, and healing anything perhaps about your childhood, or it could be past relationships, or both, anything that relates to that. But when you really heal that at the core, and you dissolve the pattern completely that was there, that uncomfortable feeling that was basically creating a block, you're gonna experience some upheaval, and you really need to integrate that healing into your whole being, including your physical self. So if you need maybe you need even more food than usual, or different really nourishing food, and you just need to pay attention to how you feel and not overwork. Sometimes, we think we need to do more, or the tasks at hand need to be more difficult than they actually are. So it doesn't mean stop working, but it does mean really listen to what the divine is calling you to do, and know that you're attracting your abundance by doing that, by going with the flow. And there's a way to do that and be responsible too. And sometimes you have to go deeper there, because you've probably been programmed about what being responsible really looks like, and it doesn't always involve a lot of self-care and following your heart and living necessarily even living your life purpose. It depends on your role models. Some people have awesome role models to look up to for this, but a lot of the time you're undoing these ideas, but there's still baseline, of course, ways that you want to take care of things. And you also want to respect yourself and respect your inner voice of how you're your like highest self really desires to engage with the world and engage with life and with with your brothers and sisters, and to live from that place, and just keep going, I guess, going deeper there, like keep relaxing into yourself there, really. So yeah, anyway, stress reduction, just gonna read that one more time as a reminder in case you need it again. Stress reduction, de-stress your mind, body, and schedule as you need to rest, recharge, and revive. Just think about the Energizer Bunny here, but like you need actually some time to recharge, to be charged. Yeah. So that feels pretty complete. I feel like there was maybe one other thing I was gonna say, and I am totally blanking on what that was. Yeah, I mean, I guess just like integrating all of this, like the new ways that you're learning to probably communicate to from Mercury retrograde. And this is also going deeper with owning your self-value, and goes again, back to that first middle card that I pulled. And it also speaks to the Union card on protection. Like you are protected in taking care of yourself. I think sometimes, we think that we can't fully do that for one reason or another. And sure, there's a point where you are maybe just, like you can gauge that if you're just like being indulgent versus you're doing something that truly feels good and is like really filling you up inside. Like, and it could look very similar on the outside to something that's like overkill, but and sometimes you have to cross the line a little bit to find out, but just do your best to stay in balance in that place, and know that you're protected in that process, and that you're protected in your rejuvenation too, and that feels really good to your Union and very attractive to your Divine Masculine when you are practicing truly loving and taking care of yourself as well from a peaceful place. So that will conclude this reading. You can hit that subscribe button if you have not yet, and get notifications too if you want to know when my videos are dropping every day. And also check out the links below. I've got some really great readings, and for a limited time I have this current reading, the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, both in a 3 card and a 5 card, for a really reasonable investment. So check that out, and if you'd like to work with me, there's links for that as well, and other resources. So yeah, take care, have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you very soon. Love you. Bye.